We are back live inside the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Pat Gregoire and our JVI Sports Network crew for the conclusion of day number 1 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League season. I keep wanting to call it a mini tournament, Pat, but it's got that feel, but it's definitely the full season. 11 games today, 11 more coming up tomorrow for a total of 22. By the time next week is done, we'll be 44 before we head to the playoffs. Kitchener-Waterloo in their white jerseys, working right to left on your screen. They're on the home bench. And they're facing the Burlington Chiefs in their black uniforms. Michael Grace getting it started here for English. English still has it, although he's faking to like Hunter Lemieux does. Played back up top. Here's Lemieux again. That was Delzato who had it briefly. And quickly up the floor by big hit there into the corner. Jake Stevens still with it. He carried it the entire way as they were late in the shot clock. And one possession per side in the opening minute here, as then down goes Simone English. Simone English, 17. Sam English wearing number 15. That's Sam right there, passing to his left-hand side. 5 in the shot clock here is Lemieux. Works a sidearm there for Sam English, and he'll put it past the netminder for KW. Cole Martin getting the start.
English putting together a pretty solid campaign so far. Just a little outside shot, skips off the turf. A little English on that one from the shot from English.
Way to go.
It was right there, folks. It was right there.
For those of you that have been with us all day, either on the red floor or this one, the blue floor, we thank you for joining us. It's been, I keep wanting to say a sprint and not a marathon as it normally is, but it feels a bit like a marathon as well, because you got to get to the end. This is the second game of the day for both of these teams, and they get to set up and do it 2 more times tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the teams that are probably, the most deep, including guys that will be healthy scratches, and teams that just stay healthy, I think that's going to be a real key to this short and condensed season.
Stick was ripped out of the hands of, looked like Jason Knox there. And a holding call comes to KW, an early power play chance now for Burlington, who played their first game, the opening game of the day against Six Nations. Shot there from Lemieux, and that one gets through Martin again. 2-0 early on here.
And that's just a great shot from the outside. And Burlington, I know it's early, but they are looking really sharp in this contest. Power play you'll see here. Just right into it, right away. One pick, pass, boom, in the back of the net. Just absolutely dialed right now is the Chiefs offense. 6
seconds into that power play where that goal was scored. Here's a face-off win by Bo Columbus. He works in. The shot was wide, however. So Zane Dalpe getting it back up top now. Ty Kurtz here for Andrew Borgatti. Trent DeCiccio. His shot goes in. Save made by Dylan Sprents, getting the start for the Burlington Chiefs. Delzato off to his left-hand side. Here's Knox. Too high for Delzato, who I believe, is this 3 teams now for Scott Delzato?
I believe so, yeah. I think that's a great point. I do believe that is.
I think he was in Burlington at one point, came originally from Orangeville. Timeout here called by KW, however. gives us a chance to try and figure it out. As our referees get together for a chat as well, Sean Grenier, Brent Cologne, Seb Baudouin. The 3 officials worth mentioning as well.
You are correct indeed. Started in Orangeville, made his way to KW and Burlington as well in there. So
I got them right, and I got them out of order.
it's okay. It's okay. It's early for the broadcasters too, right? We've got to shake off the cobwebs just like these players have.
It is early, but it's game number 6 of the day, so I don't know how early we are anymore. But
it's a long day, but it's been great. It's been great ball.
You know what? It's just been great being here and getting the mic back on and just enjoying it. Someone texted me after the first game, which was an 11-3 win, as we watched Burlington in transition again, and Martin has to sit on it. Said I could hear it. You sounded excited. And wasn't very hard to hide here this morning as we walked into the arena. Still feels a little bit weird with some COVID protocols, mask wearing, and you get your screening test done to enter the building, but we're getting there. There's action on the floor, and I'm okay with it. Josh Rosa shot produces this long scrum in the corner. It eventually rolls all the way up top to Bo Columbus. Feels good to have someone else to talk to, Pat. I've been,
yes, I know.
We've been by ourselves all day.
Especially you. I mean, calling a ton of games, directing the games.
It's okay. Ryan McMichael kept me company on Twitter, so we did okay there.
Yeah, Uncle Frick certainly no stranger of the Twitterverse, that's for sure.
4 minutes gone here in our opening period, a 2-0 lead for Burlington. Pretty much on both of their extended trips down the floor, one of them a 6-second power play. As Hunt will push this up to Sam English, he of the first Burlington goal. Hunter Lemieux back for English again. To the far side, there's a broken stick on the floor. I believe it's of Ty Argent. And English tries again, this time a bouncer. And the race is on with the wheels here for Jake Stevens. No room for him to go to the cage, but he cuts back and a huge fake. Gets sprints down and he goes back over the top to break the ice for KW.
And that goal is huge for KW. You could really feel the momentum just slowly collect for Burlington, but a great fake. Beautiful individual effort there from Stevens. A little, like I said, the fake gets the goalie moving and then just puts that one right by Sprents.
And all led by the speed, breaking out of that defensive zone in transition. Jordan Aki. Had to double check there. Jack Travassos in the Jordan Aki jersey, as we've got Jordan Aki listed on KW, so pardon me.
Yeah, with some short notice, that this season did get put together, and with some of the rosters being put together last minute as well, you are going to see obviously some differences in the roster to the jerseys.
Well, that one's on a completely different bench, so I'm not entirely sure how that worked out. Closing in on 9 to play here in the first period. Again, if this is your first game of the day, first off, where have you been? Secondly, we're playing 15-minute periods because it has been about 2 years since some of these guys have been on a floor. And again, a couple more games to go tomorrow. Del Zotto trying desperately to beat the shot clock. Can't do it with an over-the-shoulder, no-look shot. So Jack and Shuley will get it back. Josh Rosa Bumped hard into the boards. Lost the ball momentarily, although it is picked up by Ty Kurtz. For Gavin Snow now, the shot and the goal. There for KW, they've tied it up, nearing the halfway mark of the frame.
KW just capitalizing on their opportunities right now. Not too many coming, but when they get it, they have cashed in on 2. You'll see just on the replay, just a nice little east-west ball movement there, and just a beautiful skip shot from Ty Kurtz. Goal number 3 on the day so far for him, leading the team in points with 5 as well.
Columbus from the face-off dot for Andrew Bogatti.
Columbus has been phenomenal on the draws early on here. Columbus coming from the Junior B Allura franchise, winning a Founders Cup a couple of years ago.
Yes, sir.
And he was phenomenal on face-offs back then.
Look at the transition here as Grace found Sam English cutting through. This time it doesn't even produce a shot on goal, but they're working it as DeCiccio. Back again. Huge shot there from Stevens as sprints. Ball's back. And both goals, Pat, scored from roughly the same spot on the floor. That righty shot just outside of the fan, and Sprints had trouble with that one as well.
Perhaps KW seeing something on the scouting report with Sprints' game, shooting those low bouncers. I mean, a low bouncer off stick on the glove hand side is a tricky shot for any goaltender.
What do we got here? That is not 6 feet. As the face masks get tied up between Noah Lebar and Dale Sandate McComber. Gives me an excuse to mention the name I practiced before we came over here.
McComber from Kanawaki. Also plays at UAlbany.
Shot clock count on the floor. You can hear Brent Cologne getting down from about 4 seconds. And we have passed the halfway mark of the frame. Still nothing decided between these two teams as it's 2 goals apiece.
And one quick note, Matt, you mentioned about mishmash of jerseys. Lemieux, the jersey number 6, actually being worn by Luke Pilcher for the Chiefs. So Luke Pilcher getting credited for that beautiful goal. I believe it was the 2nd goal for the Chiefs here tonight.
Pat Gregoire, always the insider, working the phone up here on the call as well. Carter McKenzie. Back for Jason Knox. Knox high steps his way off the boards, looking for a pass, and right on his hands, though, Blair Cosgrove. Tight defense there. Over the top. And Pilcher will just dump it into the corner. Shot clock reset, and Anderson's going to get a goal out of it as Matt Anderson, a bouncer through the legs of Martin.
You see here Anderson track down the ball right before that, just fights through a couple of hard checks there and comes across with that overhand shot. Is able to find the back of the net. I don't know if Pilcher will be credited with the assist as he kind of lobbed that into the corner. I don't believe it was an intentional pass to the corner, but he was the last guy to touch it before Anderson. So 2 points potentially for Pilcher on the evening.
Discussion here as the ball awarded to Burlington, and Burlington disagrees, and the F-bomb was loud enough for us to hear it up here. And I believe John Rosa, I think, has been asked to leave. We heard the first one up here where we are, so it definitely crossed Brent Cologne. And then I didn't catch what was said after that, but it caused the early shower. And that leaves only, I believe, one coach down there on that KW bench.
It certainly does, and I do know for a fact that the officials and the coaching staff before the tournament began, and they said there was going to be a zero tolerance when it comes to any sort of verbal altercations with the officials. So obviously Brett Colombe showing that, you know, you can have a quick word, but if it continues on, if it's loud and vulgar, you're going to have to watch the game in the car maybe, and on the stream at least. At least he gets to tune in and listen to us.
Well, so far it's in the corner, although
it's a slow walk. He's making his way.
The OLA rule, this came up a couple years ago, was to leave the premises, I believe. And the stare down continues as slowly John Rosa puts the mask back on. And
I think that's what he's saying. Hold on, I just need to find my mask. I got to put it on. Make my way.
100% agree
Yep,
with you, Pat.
Yep,
yes.
That's exactly what he's
Yes.
saying. Excuse me, Mr. Colombe, while I find my mask.
And I believe that's far enough away. The official has elected not to give the KW bench an extra penalty as Knox into the corner for English here. Down low with 15 on the shot clock. Comes back for Ty Argent. His shot well wide of the mark. It bounces free. And spinning away, Trevor Barrett wearing the captain's C for KW this season. Arm is high from Colombe again. And I believe it's Stevens who has drawn a penalty in the double team. And the signal is checked from behind. So this could be a double minor.
And the speed of Stevens has already created one goal. And then there, he's created an opportunity where his team is going to be even for at least 2 minutes. We'll wait to see if there's going to be an additional 2 put up on the board for the 4, and it is indeed, as it was, a hit from behind. So hard work has paid off for Stevens now.
Very impressive from this KW team to start with. This, you already talked about their speed, and we're getting another one here. Foot movement, driving through checks, the speed that they've got. I don't know how many people expected a lot from KW coming into the season or tournament, but man, it's impressive.
Absolutely, and I think that's one thing that they've probably come into this tournament saying that, you know, not a lot of people believe in us right now, but there's some belief in the room, and they've got a lot of young, talented, athletic players on this floor who are showing out right now. And obviously, again, speed kills. As Ethan Riggs, the prospect for the Halifax Thunderbirds, is going to sit down for 2 minutes there.
This time it's Dan McCrae that wants to have a word and an explanation. And that came 8 seconds into the double minor. Sorry, Patty.
No, I was just going to say quickly, I'll mention it after the power play here.
Which has Kurtz up top. He now goes down into the corner. Ty Kurtz with it again. Looks to go cross Steve in favor of Jake Rosa, but it dropped momentarily. Ciccio back for Rosa again, who has to chase it. 5 on the shot clock now as Kurtz gets it back. Ciccio hard shot into the feet. Narrow Sprints who covers up. Under 5 to go in the period. All the way down the floor, over the shoulder shot. That time from Matt Anderson. And now picked up here by Barrett.
Andrew Borgatti, like you said, wearing the C, also one of the only NLL commitments, as he was a draft pick to the New York Riptide last entry draft. I believe he signed a deal, so he will be going to camp in just a couple of short months.
5 in the shot clock for the power play again. Sprints a save again. Not going to work on the second time, and there he is. Andrew Borgatti right on cue on the side of that crease, and now talk to the replay, and we'll get to the penalty situation after that.
Exactly. So this is just great ball movement. Obviously, on a 4-on-3, there's just so much time and space for the offense to move that ball around. And you see the first initial save goes out, but it's the rebound, and it's just an easy backdoor look for Borgatti to find the back of the net.
So there was
like that, KW with the lead.
45 seconds left in the double minor. However, 12 seconds left in the KW penalty. So Riggs had left the penalty box, though, I think that's incorrect because the penalty that makes you shorthanded is the one that comes off the board. Is that not correct, Pat?
I believe so, and I think that's what they're trying to figure out.
It should be the bench minor, and it was, or the 53 that's on the board, I believe, is the bench minor, and Riggs was serving.
Riggs had the hold. The bench minor.
Yeah, sorry. Bench minor is the 12 seconds over on KW
correct.
side.
And then the Riggs penalty is the 53 seconds remaining for his hold.
This gives us a chance to remind you that today's OJLL broadcast has been brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We'll remind you to hashtag MilkUp. Thank them for their support of this season.
I tell you, the boys, after a long day of lacrosse, might need a few milks to recharge the batteries, because tomorrow, start it right back up again.
Especially when you got to do it tomorrow. We'll be back at 11 a.m. with, on this floor, Oakville Buzz, Burlington Chiefs. Man, Burlington finishing out here at 9 p.m. and they're back at 11 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Same story for Orangeville as they finished against Whitby. They go 1-1 on the day, and then they get the Toronto Beaches, also 1-1. That one's scheduled for the Blue Turf tomorrow morning.
I tell you, things could get really, really interesting if...
We were talking about that earlier, Pat, in that East Division, and man, oh man, we're going to need to brush up on our calculus skills tonight if things go sour. Or if you're a fan of chaos, if they go very well in your favor. All the way outside, Jason Knox. Gets away from three players, shoots and scores. How about Jason Knox tying it up? Short-handed, no less.
Just a beautiful individual effort on the short-handed opportunity from the Huntsville, Ontario native. If you are a fan of the NCAA, you've seen his work down south of the border in Division I. An impressive talent showing off his athleticism, his toughness, and his skill there with the goal.
Bo Columbus again at the dot. Reed Kurtz taking top spot. Reed wearing 27, Ty Kurtz number 2. And we're down to the back half of that double minor now with 10 seconds on the clock. Here's Kurtz into the corner. They try the quick stick and intercepted in the crease with a delayed penalty coming. An interference call against Jacob Saunders. So 5-on-3, I believe, for the second time for KW.
Yep.
Here in this opening period, which has a little over 3 minutes left in it. Kurtz, DeCiccio. Kurtz again ducking out of the way. Probably a good idea from Timon English before Sprents makes the save. And a couple rule changes to mirror the NLL to get these players better prepared for the next step in their careers. As we talked about those low shots for both of these netminders, as Delzato makes the save, going up high this time on Martin, excuse me. I wonder how much the stick is playing into factor with both of these goalies. As Kurtz on a run with Delzato chasing him, and it's off the shoulder of Sprents and up out of play.
There's no doubt the advantage is on the shooter with the smaller stick, but this only is going to allow these goaltenders to develop further for the next game, because they can't use the big spoon, the Woodies, in the National Lacrosse League. So why not get them ready now?
Here's Kurtz. Down low on the crease, and they score. A low shot by Jake Rosa. Just outside of 2 minutes to go in the period. and that'll take one penalty off the board.
Rosa, the pride of St. Bonaventure University. Just a little cross-crease pass from Kurtz down to Rosa. Rosa just with a couple of little fakes and has no problem beating Sprents on the power play. Again, tied 4-4. Anytime it seems like Burlington starts to gain that momentum and sees like maybe they're going to increase their lead, they take a penalty, and KW just capitalizing on all these chances.
Under 40 seconds to go, looked like Columbus won that, batting it back, but to nobody in particular. So it's picked up here by English and the Chiefs. Hidden ball play between Sam English and Deo Sindate McComber. Over in the corner. English has it back now. He wants Marinier to go high. Marinier will go way high. English will take it in behind the net, and thought we may see a air gate attempt, which is now legal here in Ontario Junior Lacrosse League.
Yep,
saw one of the Hague boys put one in like that in the Mimico game earlier this afternoon. Took them about 4 tries to get there, but eventually it did go in.
You can now do the dunk, and the crease dive is alive here.
Yes, indeed it is.
I mean, come on. Come on. Just an unbelievable crease dive goal from Kurtz. Kurtz having himself a heck of a start to this first period. Arguably one of the best goals that we've seen so far today. A beauty crease dive. And thank goodness Mr. Mark Grimes and the OJ decided to change that rule, because we would be seeing beautiful goals like this.
Absolutely. And guys trying it. And the pick the ball out of the crease one. And we've seen a couple teams, though, get burned by the 8 seconds to get over half as opposed to 10. And the no over impact.
Yeah, I really like the 8-second rule. It really pushes transition. Doesn't allow defensive players just to slowly mosey up the floor. Really pushes that transition game, which only benefits those fast teams that the way the game of lacrosse is going anyways.
Late in the shot clock, Sam English barreling in, got hit after the shot. Rebound picked up in the corner, another fresh 30. This one's gonna, I was gonna say miss the mark, but it comes all the way up for Knox. Must have hit the shoulder of Cole Martin. As an extended possession here for the Chiefs. And a shot from Ty Argent. Bit early, as running the floor is Jordan Ackey. Here's Kurtz. That's Ty Kurtz sending it back to DeCiccio. Bit of miscommunication with him and the player trying to get off, though. As there's only 5 left in the period, Kurtz lets one fly, and it's off the glove. There of Sprents, and what a first period, 5-4 lead for KW. As we put a cap on day number 1 of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. We'll be back to the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. You're watching the action on JVI Sports Network. What a day it's been here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre as box lacrosse and junior lacrosse returns to Ontario in a big way. Game number 11 of our schedule, if you can believe it, Pat, 9:30 here local time, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow with 2 games on the schedule at 11 o'clock. You'll watch all the action here on the JVI Sports Network. Be sure you're subscribed to this channel as well as Channel 2. Hard shot there as Sprents covers up. Teams have switched sides here for our second period. And John Rosa is nowhere to be seen that I can see anyways, so. If you missed it, he was ejected in that first period. As Borgatti picks that rebound off the back glass. Borgatti with speed. Finds a man off the bench, and a low shot and a goal from Ty Kurtz yet again.
Ty Kurtz is heating up early in this OJLL season. Borgatti with the little pass, beautiful feed, just gets through one of the sticks of the Burlington defender. And just a little rolling underhand shot there by Kurtz, his second on the evening, and continues his impressive start leading this KW team in scoring.
I feel like KW, Pat, always kind of has a lot of young players on their team and not a lot of veteran presence, but Andrew Borgatti, I think, can bring that to them as Burlington answers right back with a goal.
And that's exactly what Burlington needed to do is stop that bleeding and not allow KW to start gaining that momentum, gaining that confidence. Like you said, a very young team. They do have some leaders on this team as well. But the last thing you want to do is feed a young team with confidence when you come into this game as the heavy favorite by a lot of people, but obviously not this KW team. They have a lot of belief.
Well, I'm trying to remember back to the last time that they weren't sellers at the deadline, and I think it was Dane Smith and Chris Kluche back in the day. But even Chris Kluche ended up out in Coquitlam for his final season. As a couple hacks off the face-off dot. And just as you say, Burlington needed to stop the bleeding, they go back to the penalty box as Jacob Saunders will draw, I thought it was a slash, but interference being the call here. Reed Kurtz will start it up top. Off to Ty, down in the corner, in through the middle, and traffic all over Jake Rosa. So they'll try it again with 16 on their shot clock. Looking for Rosa. Cicio back in the shooter spot. And now Kurtz around the horn. Ty Kurtz down in the corner. Back for Reed once more. 5 on his shot clock. He'll skip one off the end glass, and it comes back all the way back towards center and over and back at the sound of the shot clock violation. So take your pick on the turnover.
Burlington, a team not afraid to push the ball when they are down a man. They will try to score. They will try to use their athletic forwards to push the ball and create a scoring opportunity, or even possibly create a penalty to try to get this even back at 4.
5 in the shot clock here for Sam English. Has a cutter and a couple big fakes there from Jason Knox. As picked off here by English. And Sam English, a couple fakes, and the shot hits Martin and gets through, and a huge celly afterwards.
English just rewarded with hard work after that turnover, picking it up, and it does trickle through. Obviously, a shot Kitchener-Waterloo is going to want back, but credit to the Princeton Tiger for getting his second of the game.
And forcing KW to blow their second time out of the game. We're only gone 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the second period. They did this in the first as well when they sensed that momentum was shifting. almost using it as this basketball timeout, but you don't get 7 here, only 2, and they're both gone now, Patty.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting strategy. I understand you want to cut the momentum. You want to allow your guys to collect themselves and not get too rattled. But like you said, you burn those 2 timeouts immediately for the remainder of the game, and not even at the halfway point, those timeouts are gone.
Well, I'm looking at the score, and I mean, it was a tight one for Burlington in their first game. It's gone into the books as a tie now. Understand that may not be the case for much longer, but you know, you might be looking for those timeouts near the end of this period, near the end of next, if the score remains the same, if you're KW. DeCiccio, Kurtz. That's Reed up top. Is there still time on the power play? About 30 seconds left here for KW. DeCiccio, Reed, Kurtz, now Ty. And Reed takes the shot, a wide bouncer as Ty turns back, fakes the shot as there was defensive traffic right there, and a rip from DeCiccio right off the bean of Brendan Boyle. And absolutely no reaction. In fact, he's asking for the ball, and he's going to get it here on a bounce pass.
That's one thing I've noticed today. These defenders have been soaking shots, getting their bodies in the lane, sacrificing. These defensive players are going to have a ton of bumps and bruises, not just by the end of tonight, but even just over the next couple of weeks.
I pity the guy that's got to go work construction on Monday, because there's somebody on a bench somewhere. Here comes transition, and it's Stevens with speed. Oh, my goodness, what a save there from Sprents. It was wide open for Stevens, thought he had him, and there comes the left glove.
Wow.
That could be save of the day for me. Owen Dew maybe with his stick earlier on, but
it's got my vote.
Big hit there as Riggs comes in to take an open shot away from, pardon me, Zane Dalpe, and back the other way. It's Scott Delzato in transition.
And that goal all starts with the big rig, 21 right there, Ethan Riggs, the Halifax Thunderbirds' first round draft pick from last year's entry draft. An absolute bone-crunching hit at the side of the net. Down goes the other way. Delzato making absolutely no mistake. I think that even kissed under the bar and down. We'll see the replay right here.
This will be the save first, I think. Oh, okay then.
So the big hit, boom, right on the crease. And a great pass up from Sprents all the way. Delzato in. And ping, yes, bar Mexico. What a goal.
Sam English keeps it rolling as Travassos picked up what was a scrummed face-off. Back for English, and timeouts are gone, but goalie's going to call for a water break here. As Burlington starting to run downhill a little bit.
Yeah, Burlington starting to get their swagger back. As you see, English there, a beautiful twister goal. The big celly to boot. Like I said, the swagger is back. They're starting to play with that confidence that we saw at the start of the game. And English getting his second of the game. Another player that is really, really starting to come into his own game. 3 points on the evening, and I believe he had a few points in the morning game as well.
Put a marker on the 6th goal for Burlington. It came shorthanded. It came in transition with Sam English, and the bench was fired up along with his celly, and they really haven't stopped since then. They'll keep the face-off here with Jack Travassos. And referee Sean Grenier, along with about 6 others on the Burlington bench, make the possession call. Back and forth ball movement here. Anderson thought he had a lane to the net, out in front. Not sure how the catch was made or the shot got off late in the shot clock, but it wasn't much of a shot. It's DeCiccio. Puts the brakes on in front of Alexander Marinier. A loud banging slash as well as he did that. I was kind of surprised the ref's arm stayed down, but Hollowell over to the far side and sprints after that save is starting to settle in, it looks like. Some of these teams, Pat, had played with, about a 3-hour break, a 3.5-hour break, reminiscent of maybe a midget or intermediate tournament.
Yeah.
This Burlington team, they played at 11 o'clock this morning and then get the entire day to sit on what happened, watch a win get taken away from them, and then get back in. I think they're starting to find their legs here.
Absolutely. That's a tremendous point. I didn't even think of that. That could be why they had a little bit of a slow start here this evening. And a good point for them, though, as well. They're just down the road. Some of the guys actually living in Oakville, so they can go home, watch the rest of the games on their couch, get a nice stretch in, perhaps a jog. So, being so close to the arena, that's certainly an advantage with that major gap.
Great point to you as well. And I'm trying to see if that happens ever again. Oakville Buzz tomorrow get the 11 and the 9. And I think the schedule makers did a great job of doing that, probably with keeping that in mind as a dead ball foul coming here to Reed Kurtz.
I mentioned earlier how every time momentum started to swing one way, Burlington found themselves taking a penalty and kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Well, now it's KW shooting themselves in the foot, taking that penalty when the momentum is really starting to swing in the favor of the Chiefs.
Well, a chance for Burlington now to put a big dent on the scoreboard. And a high shot there from Luke Pilcher off the crossbar, it looked like. Gives a fresh 30, however, as Jason Knox will set up top. Knox with the fake. Looked like he wanted to take it himself. Elects to go in the corner and shoveling a pass forward. Can't quite get it to Stevens. Man, he's fun to watch. I'm enjoying this kid.
Stevens, one of the many players, I shouldn't say many, but there's a few players that were drafted in Major Series Lacrosse, but with the additional year added on this year, he's able to play his last year in junior before moving up to Major Series Lacrosse, drafted in the first round by Brooklyn.
Bit of an awkward save there from Cole Martin. As is picked up now by Timon English. Down in the crease, it's rolling through, and it does cross the line behind Martin. 9-6 on the power play for Burlington.
That's the hat trick for the Ivy League boy, the pride of Princeton. Getting in, we've seen all different goals from him now. This time, a breakaway, but a tight one as he had to keep his feet in check while he danced around the crease and was able to beat Martin there. Burlington now increased their lead, the biggest lead, I believe, that we've seen so far.
I didn't see the first game, Pat. Was it Cole Martin in net for KW in the first one?
That was actually, I was not here for that game just yet.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to check my game notes here.
Well, he might have some time. We've got a holding penalty coming up to Burlington. Because the one thing we've seen, they do have 3 goaltenders listed on their game sheet. And Jack Travassos takes a holding penalty here. And DeCiccio up for Kurtz.
It does have Fitton listed as the starting goaltender from earlier game. So
this might just be Cole Martin's game, regardless of what happens. Again, with this the second on the day and 2 tomorrow. We've seen a lot of coaches doing that, although Landon Kells played both for Peterborough today.
And I think you're going to see a lot at Landon Kells over this stretch. One of the most young, promising goaltenders in the game of lacrosse right now.
Already an NLL draft pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Calgary Roughnecks.
Reed Kurtz looked like he went over and back, and indeed it was called a bit late, but it is the correct one. As now Jacob Saunders gets things restarted. here on the penalty kill for the Burlington Chiefs. A minute 10 left in that. They lead 9-6 with 7 minutes to play here in the second of a scheduled 3 periods. If we need overtime, it'll be 10 minutes sudden victory. As a shot from Knox gets through. Did not see overtime today, although perhaps we should have.
We've seen some close games, though. There have been a ton of one-goal games. We saw last game, the one you called there. Now, Whitby and Orangeville down to the wire. Beaches, Peterborough down to the wire. So
it was a good day over on red turf, I got to tell you. Low shot here from Ty Kurtz. Have a night, my man.
Yeah, good day over on the red turf, but right now on the blue turf, it's a good day for Ty Kurtz as he continues to fill the score sheet, this time on the power play. And this is just too much time and too much space. The defenders there in the box on the kill have to rotate him, have to give him respect with the way he's shooting the ball tonight.
Absolutely, definitely. Big performance from him as he brings KW back within 2 and back to the dot for Bo Columbus, who is as close to automatic as you can get. Lost a couple here today, but wins that one clean and then draws a holding penalty as DeCiccio will get it back. So perhaps the tide's starting to turn the way of the home side, or the team occupying the home bench. As a shot comes, a low one from DeCiccio. This is a rule change from last year to mimic the NLL again, that you can play on until the defense gets the ball here. Ty Kurtz wants to do just that, as does Andrew Borgatti. They've got an extra attacker out there, 6-on-5 for KW. Cross floor pass and a bouncer from the captain.
Goal number 2 for the captain, and it is an absolute beauty with the extra attacker out. Just flawless ball movement between these KW players. And you're going to see right here, skip pass, then a cross, and Borgatti, oh my goodness, just how far out that bouncer was from, almost hitting the defender's shins, how quickly that shot bounced.
Columbus to the dot again, this time a clean win through his legs, straight back to Borgatti. And there's a chop right in front of the KW bench. And down goes Jack Travassos. Riggs wants a piece of Borgatti.
And Aki can't believe it, but he's going to be sent to the box as well. Unfortunately, I didn't see what happened before that.
Yeah.
Before he.
Well, it must have been something, because he's going off as well. In as much pain as he's in.
Yeah, Dan McRae certainly not agreeing.
Again, that's the one, the Jordan Aki jersey, even though Aki's playing for KW. So we've got it listed as Jack Travassos, but regardless, 26 in the box for Burlington. And Borgatti, and the words continue between those two. We may not be done here yet. As the ball poked away from Sam English. Back for Del Zotto, a bounce shot through the crease. I don't think it hit anything. Referees agree, and it will be KW ball as we continue 4-on-4. Riggs with a big hit on his man in behind the play. And I think that may have taken the ball away from Burlington. It was loose in the corner as DeCiccio finds Reed Kurtz. What a pick and roll there. As don't look now, but KW's tied it.
What a gritty group this is. This time it's Reed Kurtz getting on the board. A beautiful pick and roll. Big fake, another fake, and then just throws that on the far side. Past sprints. That's Kurt's second goal of the night. The Kurtz just absolutely filling up the net here at the track.
And it helps with Columbus at the dot. I know you've talked about this in Halifax, Pat, that offense for the Thunderbirds. Getting to watch their draw man, basically knowing they're getting the ball back.
It's huge. It's absolutely massive. And I know in the field game, the face-offs play such a major role, and it's not quite an indoor. But when you have a guy who's that dialed and can win, like you said, almost automatic, it just gives your offense so much hope.
That time, Bo Columbus moved early. It gives it to Burlington, and they take advantage. 10-9 now with 4.5 to go, and another dive in front of the crease.
We have been treated to some beautiful goals, and this is no different. Little swim, battles through a couple of hard checks, then takes 2 cross checks to the back before burying it. And boy, could that goal not come at a better time. Cut the momentum that you're talking about and regain that lead.
We waited almost 2 years, Patty. We might as well take the reins off these guys and let them put on a show. And again, this is what happened there. Both face-off twigs are tied up, stuck together, and getting thrown into the penalty box. That'll be interesting next draw. Anyways, Burlington shot off of either Martin. Yeah, I think it was off his face mask as he now adjusts the bucket.
Yeah, I think that just went right off the side of his cage there. So just making sure he's still clipped up properly. And that goal was from Knox. Again, that's goal number 3 for him now.
Anderson looking for his multiple goal. I think he's got 1 in this game. As the feed down the floor, just in behind Ty Kurtz. But meanwhile, back the other way, all alone, and a shot there from Pilcher. Dangerously close to the crease, rather. And kept out as Blair Cosgrove.
Yeah, you make a great point. There have been a few players on both sides, multi-goal performances, putting on a show here tonight.
Meanwhile, the saga of the face-off twigs continues. Something happened there that got them tangled up, and they're on the Burlington bench now, both of them.
I know Bo Columbus and KW is going to want that back real quick.
It is on the bench of KW, and they were pleading, please let us fix this.
Yeah, don't touch that thing.
10 on the clock as Del Zotto can't get it through the defender. Second opportunity goes wide. Third chance now. That one does hit the foot of Martin and goes up out of play just before the horn. Alexander Marinier saving the possession.
Huge, absolutely huge. Now you have a defense that has been out there for quite some time, absolutely gassed at the end of the day after already playing a game. Sticks flying everywhere.
Including the face-off twig that went back across the timekeeper's box and ended up back in the Burlington bench. So those have been fixed. Happy to report. 2.5 to play in the second period. What a game we're treated to here tonight. 10-9 right now, Burlington leading. A lot of talking down there as Shane Hallowell tries to work in, stopped up, found a shooting lane through traffic and elects to go. There's Boyle for Timon English. English all alone, wrong side though, and had to reach over in front of Cole Martin as that ball bounces all the way past the far boards up and over center where DeCiccio picks up. DeCiccio all alone beats 3 defenders and Dylan sprints.
Again, another individual effort, this time from DeCiccio, and it's an absolute beauty. Fights through a couple of checks and just running almost sideways, he's able to get that shot off, and that just shows you the athleticism. Some of these players, they're able to use their body and decept the goaltenders where that shot's coming from. Perfect example right there.
Travasso's trying everything he can do to stop Bo Columbus, including a huge chop as soon as the whistle was gone, but another face-off win for KW just after they've tied it up. And we've got 100 seconds left in this second period with a 10-10 tie. 10 seconds on the shot clock as well now for KW. As that pass from the outside couldn't get through. This could turn into 2-on-0 here. Sam English will take it all alone in front, and he's shot wide. May have hit the left arm as the shot clock resets for Martin. Brief second there, I thought Matt Anderson was thinking air gate, but he pushes up for Boyle instead. 15 on the clock. Last minute of play in the second period. 10 seconds now. Here for Burlington, in front for Delzato over the shoulder. And Marinier again nearly picked up a rebound. And over in the corner, we had a two-man battle, which is going to take away a break. As Josh Rosa went down, two players face to face. And the stick got high from Jackman Schuley. 5 minutes for high sticking.
Oh, what an absolute swing there. Your team's on a fast break, has an opportunity to potentially score, but instead a high stick, a 5-minute major for a high stick, and now all of a sudden with 47 seconds to go, you're shorthanded for 5.
And let's clarify, Patty, automatic 5.
Yep.
There is no minor for high sticking. For those of you at home wondering, that was kind of a weak penalty. Yes, it was, but it is what it is. Here's DeCiccio. Marinier with the hit and penalty shot as he was shoved from behind. Marinier into the back of DeCiccio. The speed of KW killing Burlington again.
What an unbelievable game we're treated to tonight. We've seen everything. Goals, hits, big saves, and here a clear breakaway. Marinier just hits him right on the numbers. So they're going to get an opportunity here. And it's going to be Kurtz who's going to take it as well, as you're allowed to choose.
I was just about to ask that as I saw him come out, and why wouldn't you, as he's about to go for 5. One-on-one between him and Dylan Sprentz. As they have to discuss as well, because player in the box, again, that 5-minute high stick, with only 16 seconds off of it. Brent Colombe just came and took the ball away from Ty Argent and said it has to be the player who was offended with. So that would be Trent DeCiccio. That's what I thought the rule was.
I thought so too, but once I saw him there.
Unless it's a too many men penalty, right?
Correct. Yeah, if there's no individual who.
Infraction, yes.
Correct.
That's what I thought it was, and I was kind of surprised to see Kurtz come out. Not shocked from KW's standpoint that they would try that, but here is DeCiccio. One-on-one with Sprentz. Number of fakes, and Sprentz stands tall.
Massive save by Sprentz. Just great patience. DeCiccio comes in, throws a fake, and Sprentz just not buying any of those fakes.
I was gonna say, every time you said fake, Sprentz did absolutely nothing.
Just held his ground, didn't bite.
And eventually DeCiccio ran himself out of space.
Exactly.
Textbook defense of a penalty shot right there from Dylan Sprentz. And it remains a 10-10 game with 31 seconds left here in the second period. We'll get another face-off. And a 2-minute penalty, I guess because it was checking from behind. 2 of it comes off for the penalty shot. And Burlington calls timeout when they pick up the face-off again. They're the only ones with timeouts left in this game, and they'll do it with 26.6 remaining.
And they're going to be 4-on-4 for the remainder of this as well. And you mentioned Ty Kurtz. 4 goals. He's also got 2 assists as well. Unbelievable performance we're seeing from the right-hander.
Highest I saw today was Thomas McConvey with 7 in the game.
Yep.
And we've still got an entire period left.
Absolutely.
Today's OJLL broadcasts have been brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. I remind you to hashtag #MilkUp. And there's going to be a lot of that, as you said, Pat, as this weekend goes along. 4 games for all of these teams after some of these players have been off the floor for 2 years in some instances. And my goodness, I'm glad I'm up here. As much as the grind up here is, as much fun as it's been, I'd rather be up here than down there grinding it out too. Goalie out for this final possession play. And it's Knox just slowly walking his way to the restraining line. Here comes the play from Dan McRae. Down in the corner, English in front, and it rolls out the back of the stick of Luke Pilcher. Picked back up by Pilcher, and English tries a second shot. And I'm not sure if that would have beat the clock or not, as it does sound, but what a period, what a game. Tied at 10 here in the final game of our first day of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League season on JVI. Well, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We saved the best for last, perhaps. 10-10 after 2, and one more period left to go between KW and Burlington. I forgot to ask if we're allowed to say what's happening with Burlington Six Nations, Pat.
I don't believe yet, but there will be an announcement soon, and they're going to figure out a way how to figure out a finish.
Kind of alluded to it a couple times and almost did, but yeah, be sure you're following at the
I said it without saying it. Okay?
At the OJLL. And rewind the tape and decode the hidden message and play it backwards, and Pat will tell you exactly what's happening.
Get the tinfoil hats on.
Strawberry fields forever. Here we go. Third period starts 4-on-4 with a major penalty in the box, along with a minor on the side of Burlington. And they start with possession with Knox to English. Now to the far side, Delzato. Here's Knox again. Knox over the top, no shooting lane for him. Sam English, none for him either. Shot eventually comes from Ty Argent from a bad angle. Save made there by Martin. I think important for both goalies to perhaps get one out of the way here early, Pat, and get them into the period. Again, a bit of a different look as they change ends. Both defenses need to be solid here down the stretch. First minute is gone. As Hollowell back there, and it's a bouncer from Reed Kurtz. That might be on me, I'm not sure, but it's 11-10 for KW.
Reed Kurtz again saying, hey, it's not all about Ty, as he gets another goal here, and it's a beautiful little fake pick. It's that little seal. Goes to throw the pick. The defender gets ready as if the pick's coming, slips away. It gets the ball coming up, and then just throws that right by Sprents. KW again takes the lead. This team just absolutely gritty. Pesky, if you will.
Well, Kevin Lorch listed as the head coach, but I'm sure that if a team has John Rosa on their bench, they're definitely not going to give in or give up, if I remember his playing career at all. And look at Jake Rosa, his namesake, in the corner. Drew a penalty, however, but long shot there. Not sure why the whistle went, though. Unless it hit, I don't know. But immediately the penalty goes in the box with 2 seconds remaining on that Burlington minor. They want the two-man advantage here, and they want as much time as they can get. Burlington will get their man back in 2 seconds. Already standing and ready to go is Alex Marinier. Switches places at the bench for the safety valve as we're 5-on-3. 15 on the shot clock. Here's Knox. Fakes the pass. Down for Sam English. Too hot to handle there for Ty Argent. As it works its way into Cole Martin. DeCiccio down the far side. DeCiccio high stepping his way in. DeCiccio still with it as he takes it into the corner. Now he's going to draw a double team. Under 10 on the shot clock. Ball's free. Only one that realizes it is Timon English. And he's got a man on the run. I'm sure it's his brother Sam as he takes the shot and it's through.
We have seen some unbelievable individual performances here tonight in English. It all starts, though, like you said, with that loose ball down the floor. Beautiful feed, streaking English, comes off, running out of space as well. Sees that defender sliding to him, able to get that shot off and tie this game back at 11. But English with another goal here tonight.
Trying to hear what the discussion was there with Jacob Saunders, but there was also some talk of who comes out of the box. And I think it was the second penalty, so I believe the major's still on the board. 1:44 left in that, with 2.5 gone in this period. And guess what, Patty? We're tied again. It's 11-11. Big hit in on the corner. Helmet goes flying and a body goes down from KW as well.
Who else but the big rig? Ethan Riggs throwing another body to the turf. The Halifax Thunderbirds certainly love his size, his aggression, and his ability just to absolutely man people.
Running out from around behind the net. God bless anybody that's got to go into that barn and deal with him and Hossack.
Good night, Jim Kite. No way. Would not want to do that.
Ty Kurtz splitting a double team with late in the shot clock. Eats a huge hit after the fact as well. Oh, man, that was going to be special if that had worked.
Kurtz, again, one of these players having himself an unbelievable night. 5 goals, 2 assists, some highlight reel goals, and almost did another one there.
Knox to the far side. Look at the ball movement here. It skips out of all the sticks. It's picked up, though, as it hit the turf from Delzato. Luke Pilcher working his way in. Knox. Shot comes from Delzato. Rebound almost picked up by English. Delzato was filled in after the fact. His rebound picked up in the KW crease. And on one bounce and straight to the net and sprints. Forced now into a save as Zane Dalpe shows some wheels. Luke Pilcher slowing things down. You can hear the bench asking them to wait. As Argent feeds it to his right side. McComber. Low shot there, and Argent picks up over top of Martin, who was still recovering from the initial shot, and the lead goes back to Burlington.
Just a gritty heads-up play by Argent. You'll see him fighting through some bodies there. Anderson takes the shot, and just to have the smarts to crash that crease, pick up the loose ball, keep his feet out of it, and put it into the back of the net. That's Argent's first goal of the game. He already had an assist as well. So just one of these other Chiefs and KW players with multi-points.
That time the stick of Columbus was tied up. It results in Sam English picking up the loose ball and carrying it all the way into the corner for Timon English. Ball's loose here. Timon English over his head. No look. Straight into the stick of Jacob Saunders, and that draws a round of applause from the coaching staff on the bench of Burlington. Here's Jason Knox and Delzato. Out wide for English. Knox again, Argent with a pick in front. Low in the shot clock here, 6 seconds as English takes it. Shot on the run, and Argent trying it again. But that time, a big paddle over top.
And that's just the player that Argent is, always hunting the ball around the crease. He's the guy that does all the little things. Maybe not fills up the scoreboard quite like some of the other players, but doing all the small things.
I'll resist singing as Ty Kurtz makes his way to the crease, and he's done it again. 8 points on the night.
Matt, I'd say if you were wearing socks, you got to throw them on the floor for the saw trick. Kurtz putting on an absolute clinic tonight. 6 goals, 2 assists, 8 points. This is unbelievable stuff right here. Takes it down low and just sees just a little bit of an opening. Instead of crease diving here, goes across his body and even takes the hit after as well.
Travassos and Columbus both thought they won the faceoff. Neither really sure where it was. As here's Stevens. He got hit high on his way to the crease, and it'll be an illegal cross check. Didn't quite get the corner as KW is asking for a penalty shot, but not going to get a second one here.
And again, Stevens drawing a penalty using that speed. Look how fast. This is in slow motion, folks. He's able to cut that corner, like you said. Not quite enough for, a clear-cut breakaway, but he gets in deep, gets the cross-check high to the head. And KW going to go to the power play. About 9 minutes to go, all tied up.
It's almost a shame that everyone's gone home. I hope they've gone home to turn this on. If
Absolutely.
not, you need to call them because This place was packed most of the afternoon. It's cleared out as it's past 10 p.m. local time. Some people have been here since 8 this morning. As we're under 9 minutes to play, and it's been back and forth since the opening face-off.
Matt, you mentioned the people in the building. A good chunk of them today were National Lacrosse League coaches, scouts.
Yep. What a save there from Sprints. As trying again, is that, I was going to say Argent, but no, it's not. Just in the habit now, but it was Jake Stevens that time. Or Kurtz, rather. Ty Argent and Ty Kurtz is throwing me off, as well as the Aki jersey, but it's also game number 11 of the day.
It's okay.
Jake Rosa getting the reset as Reed Kurtz now for Ty. And the shot from DeCiccio saying, don't forget about me. 8 minutes to go in a 12-12 tie. Fantastic lacrosse played all day. And man, oh man, the cherry on top. This game right here. Under 10 to go as Knox gets inside the fan, now spins back. Tried to find a cutter, it was off the stick of Del Zotto. Now the rebound up for grabs. It will be picked up by KW. Noah Lebar in front of his bench. As here comes Hall out to cross center. Zane Talpe. They look off Talpe to go up to Josh Rosa. Sidestepping his way in. Ty Kurtz not happy with 6 as he takes that shot. Sprints with the save past the halfway mark of the frame now. Spinning back is Rosa again. That shot wide. Halwa with a man all over him, rips a sidearm shot off the pipe. That comes all the way back towards the penalty box where the door was open, and now Sean Grenier rushes over to slam that one closed.
Love to see the hustle from Grenier on that one.
He's inspired by the wheels that we've been seeing throughout this game on both benches. Del Zotto on his wrong side, passes to English. No look, back the other way, going up top. Luke Pilcher, what a goal.
I keep saying highlight of the night candidate because we just keep getting goal after goal after goal. That's just gorgeous. This one no different. Full floor, bad pass. Del Zotto's able to get it with one hand, fires that over, and oh, unbelievable. Luke Pilcher coming off a Division III national championship title, playing with a lot of confidence here tonight, scoring one of the best goals we've seen thus far.
Columbus actually pushed that right to Sam English, who got a good shot off, but wide and off the end boards. That goal from Pilcher, I thought he was well out of space.
Yeah.
Right on the crease, still finds a way to make it work and give the lead back to Burlington, 13-12. We've gone back and forth. Why not do it some more with 6 minutes left? DeCiccio back up top. Hard shot there by Reed Kurtz. Picked out of the corner by Ethan Riggs. Del Zotto was dropped right near the KW bench. Referee says play on. And they do. Here's Pilcher. To Knox. Back to the far side. Matt Anderson taking a shift. Out there on the far side as it rolls out of his stick to Cole Martin. Just a little bit in front of Hollowell. Otherwise, that sidearm lead pass nearly worked. Broken up by Will Cecile. Here's English. Sam English flipping to McComber. And now Knox. McComber, huge collision in the middle. Causes a broken stick. Now McComber with 5 of the shot clock. English climbed the ladder. He was trying to make something spectacular. Oh my, just before the clock. I think it was good. Yes, it was. They reset Del Zotto from the inside of the post.
And this is a very long shift for some of these defenders, not being able to get the full change out just yet. We'll see if Burlington can cash in.
They did get the player without the stick off, so they do have 5 intact twigs down there, and the over and back will end the possession. A wild one takes us down to 4.5 left in regulation time. Josh Rosa had the shot, elected to take another high step, and maybe just hung on to it a little too long that time.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're a shooter, you see all that space. You want to keep walking in, but just maybe, like you said, just 1 second too long, and just instead of
Deozandade Macomber, his shot off a body in front, ducking for cover. How about Macomber picking it up on his backside? Oh, that would have been pretty as well. Here's Argent. A lot more hustle we're seeing right now from Burlington. I wonder if the gas is starting to drain here on KW, playing that fast-paced style. Just a half step behind on a lot of those loose balls, Patty.
Yeah, and a guy like Macomber, it seems like he's got a little extra jump as the game has progressed.
Well, I got thrown off there with Matt Anderson jumping up in the offensive shift. Him and Macomber, we haven't seen a lot of them lately, so perhaps saving a few bullets in the chamber over there on that Burlington bench for Dan McCray and crew as we get 3 minutes left. Again, the second game of the day for both of these teams. Of the 4 they're going to play this weekend, a bouncer from Knox. Stevens throws his stick in disgust, but it's now a 2-goal lead, the largest margin we've seen in quite some time.
Goal number 4 from Knox. The pride of Hilbert College, just with a lot of mustard behind that, and that's hilarious to see Stevens. He can't believe it.
What are you supposed to do?
I don't know. But you know what? KW still lots of time. 3 minutes to go, only 2 goals. When you have Bo Columbus taking faceoffs, you know there's a good chance you can get that possession.
Nearly won it twice, now 3 times before it's picked away by Sam English. He's going to run away from Borgatti and shoot wide, though. Can Burlington save the possession? Nearly by Travasos as he postures up against the boards. Lebar was there, as was Michael Grace to save it. Still 10 in the possession, though, as they're trying to get the offensive players on. Remember, as we're late in the shot clock, Del Zotto tries to work magic again, but not to be this time. Burlington has 1 timeout, KW without, as we get down the stretch here towards the 2-minute warning. Here's Hall. Pass intercepted, and Hall in for Timon English. His shot turned away from Cole Martin. Starting to see a couple more breakaways too here, Pat, and so far it's Cole Martin that's settled in and starting to bail out his defense a little bit. Actually, his offensive players, I should say.
Absolutely.
Ball on the far side, no shooting room here. As Ty Kurtz will pick it up, though. He'll find room, trust me, as we're under 10 to shoot. Tried to get one through, couldn't get it past the stick of Saunders. Now posturing up over top is Stevens, and that's going to take the shot clock all the way down. And a Burlington possession. Under 90 seconds to play as the Chiefs hang on to a 2-goal lead. And Luke Pilcher asks him to slow things down. He heads to the net, knocks the shot, and the goal, and perhaps the dagger as well.
Knox can't help but just smile after that one as he puts home goal number 5 on the evening. See here, Knox, just way too much time space. Defender finally steps up and almost screens his goalies to see Knox smile as he fades away after that shot. Like you said, that certainly seems like that could be the nail in the coffin here for KW.
Well, I like me some Bo Columbus here, although I think Travasos has got him figured out. It does roll free, however, and it will be KW possession, remember, with no timeouts.
Yep.
but they do go extra attacker. Cole Martin on the bench. Here's Ty Kurtz. Cross field. Hallowell now. Getting it back again to Cicio. His bounce shot going back and over center floor. And they wanted a quick restart from Brendan Boyle. He shoots well, getting hit, and Martin could not get back into the cage. 16-12 with 44 seconds left.
Yeah, the hometown Burlington-born Boyle is rewarded for his hard work, fighting for that loose ball, and just throws it home with authority there to make sure he finds the back of the net. 16-12 here. Probably all but over now, but if you're KW, you cannot have your heads hang low.
Absolutely not. And they're going to keep going here as Columbus wins it. Cole Martin staying in the cage, however, as we believe the writing is on the wall, but after that game against St. Catharines, to come back and put on the show they did tonight, man, tremendous display from KW. Hats off to Burlington as well. What a game here as we count it down. Again, a change of personnel. Braden Saris, first time calling his name. And Burlington will just drag it out as the horn does indeed sound. Burlington will complete the day with a 16-12 victory. And unfortunately, back-to-back losses for KW as they'll look to turn it around tomorrow, but they'll have to do it against Brampton and Six Nations.
A tough task indeed, but what they showed tonight, obviously, that they're a team that can compete with anyone in this league, in this division. Some unbelievable individual efforts on both sides, but most notably, Ty Kurtz finishing off with 6 goals, 2 assists. On the side for Burlington, though, I mean, they're just, you look, Ty Kurtz, 5 goals. It's quite impressive to see what Burlington was able to do after that little bit of a slow start, taking all those penalties. So obviously you want to tip your cap to KW, but Burlington, they showed that, you know, they know how to dig deep and close out games here tonight. And the handshake line as well. We remind you that we're back tomorrow. We gave you Kitchener's opponents. Burlington will start at 11 a.m. against the Oakville Buzz. Then they'll be back on the floor at 5 p.m. against the Brampton Excelsiors, both on the red turf. Be sure to subscribe to both this main JVI channel as well as Channel 2. If you turn notifications on, it's not going to matter. You'll get an alert as soon as we go live on either field, and you can pick your game. You can follow along with the playlist. And we got tons more action coming your way tomorrow. It all starts at 11 a.m. 11 games in the books. How about 11 more to go on Sunday? For Pat Gregoire and our JVI Sports Network crew, I'm Matthew Carrick. Good night from the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre and the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League.
When we first started the school, we wanted to build something special, and that's what brought us here to this campus. We feel like this is a special place. There's 134 acres of pristine nature, and it's going to be a place where our student athletes can really explore the boundaries of their potential. And we don't want it to feel like school. We want it to feel like home in their own community.
For the last 13 years, we've worked really hard to build a program and environment for dedicated student athletes to thrive and to reach their potential. We're ready for that next step, and that next step is to be on a campus that enhances that environment and enhances that culture. The first day I stepped foot on this property, I knew that it was the right fit and the perfect environment for our student athletes to reach their potential.
We have student athletes that come from all different backgrounds and all different places from around the world, and immediately as they come through the gates here individually, they're going to feel at home here. Being in a serene environment like that, they can focus on making good choices and making decisions that get them closer to their goals.
There's great power and advantage for a student athlete to have everything on one campus, and having a private school education with individual Attention to a robust strength and conditioning program, to a unique athletic experience, and one that really will allow a student athlete to explore the boundaries of their potential.
It's not just a school, it will be a home for all of our student athletes and staff. We have custom academic building, we have an on-site cafeteria, we have residence buildings, and there's a lot of power and strength in having everything in-house and on-site and accessible to our student athletes at all times.
Our philosophy at the Hill Academy is to have a balanced experience, and we feel like this campus really gives our students the space to try to achieve that balance and have opportunities to detach from their rigorous academic and athletic schedule. It can be demanding, it can be stressful, and we want our students to have space, to reflect on their own, to have their own space, to share those in-between times with their fellow classmates and form, deep, meaningful, impactful relationships. And that's a big part of this experience at the Hill.
This is a really significant development for the Hill Academy. I reflect with profound gratitude for all the families, Hill alumni, student athletes and staff that have really laid the foundation for where we are today. I also look forward with excitement, at all the possibilities for our present and future student athletes at a location such as this. From the moment I stepped foot on this site, there was a feeling, I want to say almost a spirit, that I sensed. And I really felt that this is an ideal development for us in the new chapter of the Hill Academy. The feather is a talisman, almost a symbol. It's a logo on all our uniforms. And basically the idea behind the feather is that if you will something to happen, it will emerge, but at different places, sometimes places you don't expect. And in our history, the feather has appeared. And to me, the feather has appeared here.